see, welcome to the biology classroom. As you know that we were doing lesson number 2, nutrition in animals. So today we are going to continue with the topic, and the last class we finished with the digestion part in amoeba. Yes, the last topic that we discussed was the digestion. Now in today's class we are going to start with the actual content of the lesson, and that is nutrition. How does the nutrition process take place in animals? That is in human beings and in animals, as we are also considered as animal. So first we'll be talking about ourselves, our body, and then we'll be talking about the animals, some of the animals. Fine, children? So let's start with it. Now, when we talk about us, as you see, in case of amoeba, we talked about monozoic nutrition. So first, again, let's understand what is monozoic nutrition. That is actual animal-like nutrition, where we are eating and the food is getting broken down into simple components, and it is digested, it is taken, it is absorbed by the body. So here we see that actual proper digestion takes place, where the complex compounds, they break down into the simple components. Fine. Again, I'll tell you, as we start eating from the mouth itself, the digestion process starts taking place. As the saliva in the mouth, it gets mixed with the food item that we eat. So we are going to talk about it in detail. Now, let's start with the first point, and that is the oral cavity, or it is also called the buccal cavity. It is also called the mouth cavity. Now, you remember when you were in the small classes, जब छोटे क्लास में थे तो क्या होता था, oral exam होता था. What was that oral exam? Where you did not write, you used to speak. बोलते थे. That means using this cavity, the space which is present, is called the oral cavity. Now with this oral cavity, the mouth cavity, which is also called the buccal cavity, from here you take in the food. So what does it consist of? It consists of the tongue. Yes, your mouth, it consists of the tongue, teeth. Yes, and this is how we take the food inside. So now turn the book to page number 22, all of you. So we'll be talking about in detail the digestion, the mouth and the buccal cavity. So the mouth and the buccal cavity, or the oral cavity, is the space present in the mouth through which we take in the food. Next we talk about the teeth. As I told you, it consists of the teeth and the tongue. So teeth. Now children, when we talk about the arrangement of the teeth in the cavity, in this mouth, you see that it is arranged in the jaw. These two jaws are there, the upper jaw and the lower jaw. You can see the arrangement is somewhat like this. Yes, here you see the teeth. This is just to show you upper jaw. If you open your mouth like this, you will be able to see the upper jaw and the lower jaw. हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? जबड़ा. So you see the upper jaw, the arrangement of the teeth is there, and here also that means two ways we see the arrangement of the teeth. These teeth that are present in our mouth, these are not same. They are all not same. Now before moving to that, there's another important point regarding the teeth, and this is that there are two types of teeth, temporary and permanent. Temporary and permanent. Now you know, sir, when a child is born, yes, at the time of the birth, we see that the child is not born with the teeth. Yes, it is just with time. After one year and that, like that, we see that the teeth they start growing in a child. Yes, these set of teeth which are present in the child, that these are temporary teeth. Why they are temporary? Because after we see, as the child grows 5 years, 6 years in age, we see that these teeth, without any problem, without any accident, without any injury, automatically these teeth, they start falling one after the other. Why does this happen? This happens because this is a natural process, and that is why these teeth is referred to as temporary teeth. Now, with time, these teeth are replaced with a set of another set of teeth, and that is permanent. Now, the difference between these two is the permanent ones, they remain throughout the body, throughout the life, unless there is some disease or there is some other problem, like there is some injury, some accident. If you meet through some accident, then what happens? These teeth fall, but not all. Okay, so that is why they are called permanent teeth. I hope this is clear. Permanent and temporary teeth. You understand the meaning now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now just quickly take a pencil, as you must be having it in your hand. Now, come to the heading teeth. Sixth line. The first set of teeth grows during infancy at around 8 to 12 months. And they fall off at the age of 6 to 8. Please underline this. Done, children? Okay. Next, come to the second paragraph. The second set that replaces them are the permanent teeth. Now just try to understand. We will be talking about different types of teeth that are present in our mouth. Depending upon the shape and their function. Now children, we will be talking about one jaw. Remember, not the two jaws, but one. Upper jaw I will be talking about, and the same we are going to consider about the lower jaw. Fine. Again I repeat, we will be talking about one jaw, that is the upper jaw, and same we will be considering about the lower. So you are going to multiply the number that will be there in the upper jaw. You are going to multiply it with 2. That is going to give you the full number of teeth that are present in your mouth. And as I will be discussing one by one, you will be, as I'll be discussing, what you will be doing is, you will be seeing it in your mouth. Okay. So, the first one that is present in the center, just see. Touch it with your, not with your hand, but not with your finger, but with your tongue. In front you can see, yes, these are the first one and these are canines. Just see in the picture also on page number 23 and touch it with your tongue, feel it. So you see incisors, and these are incisors which are 4 in number. Just see, check. Yes, incisors which are 4 in number, and they are cutting and biting, like you cut an apple like this. So it's incisors. Then you have canines. Just see the pointed ones on either side. They are canines. Beta, I know I have explained it, but there was a request from some of the children. That is why I am telling you again. So, canines. We'll quickly finish with this and then we'll proceed. Canines. Okay. So they are piercing and tearing type, and they are 2 in number. See, 1, 2, 2 in number. Then premolars, that are chewing and grinding type of teeth. Scapiche, and they are 4 in number. 4 in number. And then the last one, these are molars, which are finely make the paste of the food, and they are 6 in numbers, but not in all the cases. Now tell me, what is the number? 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6. How many? Quickly.
I'm 16.
I'm
Yes?
16.
I'm 16.
I'm 16.
And when we multiply with 2, it becomes?
Mom, 32.
I'm 32.
But
I'm
32 are not
32.
present in all the cases. Why? Because the last one, the molars, they appear later in the age. With age, they appear in after 30, 35. So that is why you will not be able to, actually when you feel, you will not be able to feel it with the tongue. Okay. Now, okay. Now let's talk about saliva and salivary glands. Have we done this? Saliva and salivary gland, children?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay. So next is saliva and salivary gland. Now, when you see, you must have experienced this sometimes when your mama cooks some nice food for you, delicious food for you, what happens? Your mouth starts watering automatically. Now, what is this water in the mouth? This is actually the saliva. Okay, it automatically comes to your mouth, and the same way when you eat something, what happens? Fluid is secreted from the glands, which are called salivary glands. A pair of salivary gland is present in the mouth, and this saliva, which comes from salivary gland, it mixes with the food to make it soft. Okay, so salivary gland, a pair of salivary gland is present in the mouth, and this salivary gland, it secretes, it gives out a liquid, you can say, which is called saliva, and this saliva, it mixes with the food. Children, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this saliva, it mixes with the food and it makes it little softer. So you see that when you chew the food with the help of your teeth, yes, it becomes wet. It becomes soft because of the action of the saliva, which is produced by the salivary gland. Next, now just underline. Come to the third line, children, under the heading saliva and salivary gland. Underline an enzyme tiling, which is also called salivary amylase. Salivary amylase. These are the two names. Okay. So now, what does the word enzyme mean? As you see in chemistry, you must have heard about catalyst. The same way in biology, in all the biological reactions which keep going on in our body, in the body of animals, in plants, we have enzymes. They are biocatalysts, you can say, or you can say these are the organisms that regulate the rate of the reaction. So enzymes are present, and these enzymes, they help in the breaking down of the food in the mouth. So you now understand that the digestion process starts in the mouth itself. मुंह में ही शुरू हो जाता है digestion का process. Next we talk about the tongue. You can see now what is the work of the tongue. It helps in, first of all, it helps in tasting the food. You taste the food to know, you get to know whether it is sweet, salty, sour. Second thing, it helps in moving the food. Khana khaya? It helps in shifting the food. Yes. Then it also helps in swallowing the food. You take the food, you keep it, and you swallow it. So it helps in swallowing. Then very important, it helps in speaking. If the tongue is having some problem, if it is cut, you will not be able to speak. Yes, so it also helps in speaking. So these are the functions of the tongue. Now, as in the picture, previously it was believed, children, that different zones or different positions, there are different taste buds present which help us in tasting the food. But nowadays, it's not like that. Scientists have come across that all the regions of the tongue, they all are able to taste the various tastes. Like you can see what it was believed like bitter, it was which portion, the end portion of the tongue could sense bitter taste. Then at the corners, sour, here in front, sweet, and just as this side, at both the sides, salty. Okay, so this was the case. Now we are going to understand the action of the saliva on the food. There is an activity given. We are going to talk about it. All of you just pay attention. We have two test tubes and we have taken boiled rice. Boiled rice. In both the cases, boiled rice is present. Now, there is a difference. What is the difference? The difference is, this is tube A, supposing, and this is test tube B. Now there is a slight difference, छोटा सा एक difference है. The difference is here the boiled rice is taken as it is. But in the second case, what is done? This boiled rice you have chewed. You have kept in your mouth and you have chewed it. So what has got mixed with this one?
Ma'am, saliva.
Yes, saliva has
Ma'am?
got mixed with it, and because of the action of saliva, the starch of the rice, boiled rice, has got converted into anyone? Like you
Ma'am,
must have.
sugar.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ma'am,
Very good. It has got converted into sugar. So here basically we see, and you know, in class 6 we have done the test that if we put some drop of iodine on the food material that contains starch, the color is going to change to bluish black. So here if we put some drop of iodine, we see the color changes to bluish black. Fine. But in the second case, since the starch is not present, because of the action of the saliva, it has got converted into sugar. So here we will not get this test. This confirms that yes, starch is converted in sugar because of the action of saliva. Yes? And that is why, now understand, when you eat bread or roti or anything, and if you do not swallow it and you let it be in your mouth for some time, you keep chewing it, the taste changes? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the change
Yes.
in this taste? मीठा लगने लगता है थोड़ी देर बाद. Even if you take rice and you do not swallow it, you will see that there is a change in the taste and it now feels sweet. So this is the reason the starch is getting converted into sugar. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you understood? And this is what the activity also says. Activity also says the same thing, that in the second case you will not get the test of the confirmed test, that is the bluish black color is not going to appear. What is the reason? Because the starch which was present in the first test tube has now got converted into sugar. So obviously now, yes, of course, now you can test for sugar. As we did in class 6, if you test for sugar, the test will be positive, but the test for starch will be negative. Okay? Understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Fine.
ma'am.
Next, children.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Next, we talk about the food pipe or the esophagus. Now, here, after the mouth and after the swallowing is done, with the help of the tongue, the food shifts back. As the food shifts back, it has to go to some other organ. Now, just come to page number 22, all of you, and observe this diagram of the digestive system. Can you see the oral cavity? Mouth?
Yes, ma'am.
Now.
Yes,
After
ma'am.
this, yes. After this, where does it go? The food is going to go to which part now? Which is the next part?
Ma'am, food pipe.
Ma'am, food pipe.
Ma'am, yes. Food pipe. Food pipe. Yes, the food pipe, and the other name of the food pipe is
Esophagus.
esophagus. Food pipe or esophagus. Yes. The other portion, now food pipe. Now, important thing about food pipe is here no digestion process take place. Only thing is it helps in shifting. Since it is a pipe-like structure, so it only helps in shifting the food. It helps in pushing down the food. Yes, till it moves the other organ. But what special thing about it is, children, here peristalsis movement. This type of movement keep taking place. This type of movement, which is called peristalsis movement, and this peristalsis movement, it helps in shifting the food down. Okay, so we'll be talking about this in the next turn about the food pipe. But you've got an idea about this, and we have come to the end of today's class. Your homework is you're going to revise what we have done today. Okay, children. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank